I got a good one for you today. Let's talk about what it costs to basically day trade the future markets in general across the board month to month. Like myself, I'm going to tell you how much I personally, pay in fees, totaling up using both the platform NinjaTrader, my fees and commissions on using AMP futures, the data fee or exchange fees just as well. I'm going to go into detail about that, and we're going to look at it from a week to week to a monthly basis overall to see how much it costs me in total when trading. Now, keep in mind, I'm only looking for 1 to 2 setups a day, so you have to factor in how many trades that you actually pay, what the platform is that you use, what your broker is, what they charge for commission fees and things of that nature. But this is me just trading 2 hours a day. Again, I tell people all the time, have a limitation in regards to the number of trades you take, and that's going to be your basic safety net that's going to save you and make that part of your trading plan if you want to be consistently profitable. There's a reason and purpose in doing so, of taking a limited amount of trades. And those that are part of the Discord community, part of this great community that as part of this channel, you already know my reasoning and why I do so. And a lot of you have conformed and started, trading and taking just maybe 1 to 3 setups a day, and it has helped you out, yourself. How many of you are actually trading? Let me say this. I'm gonna ask this question. How many trades are most of you taking per day? Okay, we'll start there. Leave a comment down below. The second comment I like to hear from the individuals out there is, what are you paying total as far as fees? I know some of you probably don't want to put it out there, but hey, don't be shy about it. We're part of the same community. If you're a fellow futures trader, share the information, because maybe what someone else is spending in total in fees could help someone else out and say, hey, maybe I need to use this trading platform. Now, I know a lot of us probably trade using NinjaTrader. Some people probably use other platforms like TradingView and so forth. But leave a comment down below. What are you using as far as a trading platform? If you're using a personal broker and you have a brokerage account, what are you paying in commissions? Just a general average overall, what's it costing you on a monthly actual basis. And you can list, the platform you're using or, the broker. But overall, what are you paying overall total in fees per month? Okay, what is the cost? Now, before I actually get started, I want to say this right now. A lot of you may or may not know, and, this is someone that was, to me, is influential in during my generation, an individual that I used to love watching the actual show as a kid coming up, and that's the Cosby Show, regardless of things that may have taken place in the media several years back. But Malcolm Jamal Warner passed away, I believe, yesterday, and some of you may know who he is. He was the son of Bill Cosby on the Cosby Show, which a lot of us probably grew up on. Even people who are abroad and overseas, you probably watched that show just as well. But he passed away yesterday, and I want to say, send my condolences to the family that, his family for one, and all those individuals out there that it may be impacting. Again, he was a very profound and influential person in my generation, and probably people who were younger than me as well, because the Cosby Show, played and aired for many years. And a lot of people grew up on that. So anyways, I just want to say and send my condolences to each and every person out there that is affected by the loss of this individual. May he rest in peace, and his family be uplifted and be able to get through this hardship and these times that they're facing right now. It's never, we should never take anything lightly when it comes to someone's passing, especially those individuals that have, helped kind of pave the way and path for individuals out there to seek and have better hope for a better life. Okay. But anyways, and that's the purpose, the reason why I started this channel, in a sense, too, just kind of jumping off that, is to really, I want to see people, engage and become profitable as well. I said this a million times. Knowledge is wealth, and sharing it with other individuals is you doing a good deed on a daily basis, because look, nobody knows how long we're going to be here on this earth. So if you have something, something that's going to help someone else out, get ahead in life, share it. Okay. And that's the purpose and reason why I started this channel. No, by no means was it to, get out here and start buying flashy cars and homes and things of that nature. I'm a very humble person, and I just believe in sharing, because that's I feel like in my heart, that's one of the purposes of life in general. We are here to not only love one another, but share information and help each other along. I think that goes a long ways, and that's how we get ahead in life, and that's, to me, is where our blessings are counted on. So anyways, without further ado, let me go ahead and jump over, because I want to say this. I'm going to show you, for one, and let you know that I use NinjaTrader as my trading platform, okay? When it comes to, trading the NASDAQ futures or the E-mini S&P 500 futures. I trade the E-mini versions, but you can also as well trade the micro versions. I bought my license many years ago, so I don't pay anything on a monthly basis now, okay, for the purpose of the platform. Some people do use or have the licensed version of it, and there's nothing wrong with using the free version of it, okay, for those that love and can chart trade and, trade purely based on structure and price action. The free version, nothing wrong with it, which means you are not charged any fees when it comes to using the platform itself, okay? Now, if you're using NinjaTrader as your broker, of course, you're going to pay commission fees, exchange fees, data fees, and things of that nature, but that's still boils down to be such a limited amount or, low amount of money when it comes to overall cost. For me, I'm not factoring in, any cost to using the platform because I paid that many years ago. All right. What I'm going to be looking at is how much I basically pay into when it comes to commissions to the broker, data feed, meaning when it comes to the exchange fees. All right. As a whole, and just kind of summing all that up. So what I want to say first and foremost, you have to figure out what you are going to be charged for changing certain exchanges, because you can like with my broker, you can have bundle plans where you are using or trading using all the exchanges, okay? So you have a flat fee, but it could go up and down and be different depending if you're using level 1 or level 2 data. I only use level 1 data. Me personally, don't look at the level 2 side of things, but I'm not saying that it's not, nothing good comes out of that. I'm sure some people use that just as well. More so from a order flow standpoint, maybe you're using like the footprint of the ladder, or maybe a book map, heat map, things of that nature out there. I know people trade using different indicators, and probably trade just looking at the numbers on the dome. They're trying to you're looking at orders that are replaced on the sell side and the buy side and things of that nature. That's studying order flow from that part as well. But overall, what do I actually spend and what's my cost per month? Let's take a look at it right now. I use AMP futures for my own personal brokerage account, and I'm using the CME Bundle, all CME markets, level 1 top of book, okay? And monthly, I'm using for data feed CQG. I don't use Rhythmic, nothing wrong with it for all those that may be using it. I think if you're using NinjaTrader, they probably use Rhythmic. I'm not sure as your broker, okay? But I am using the NinjaTrader platform, but I'm using AMP futures. Some of you probably saying, well, how can you do that? Because NinjaTrader is no longer a platform of choice with AMP. No, it wasn't, but I'm grandfathered in because when they were doing business together many years ago, I still decided to stick with AMP, and I was grandfathered in. So that's the reason why I'm still using AMP as my broker. But $12 a month is what it cost me in data fee, fees. Okay, that's what I'm paying basically to the broker to pay the exchange fees. Okay, so it's $12 a month. Flat fee, all right? Outside of that, it just boils down to be the commission fees that I actually pay, which I'm going to show you because it's going to be different depending on which market you actually choose. So let's take a look at that now. So we can go ahead and add it up right now. Let's just say $12, all right? And then I tell you what, we'll add that on the back end. So let's add up our commission costs. And I'm basing this all surrounding on 2 trades that I would take on a daily basis. And I'm going to use the market, the NASDAQ, okay? The NASDAQ, all right? So let's take a look at that right now. So this is basically a calculator with AMP futures showing you, or if you take a look here, what it would cost per side when it comes to trading each one of these particular markets under the stock indices, which is the equity markets, trading futures. All right. Now I'm looking at trading the E-mini NASDAQ, but you can also trade the micro E-mini NASDAQ, and you see there's definitely a difference there per contract when it comes to trading, one or the other, because the E-mini futures is the granddaddy of the micro. Okay, basically. So. And back when I first started, the micros didn't even exist, so you had no choice but to trade the E-minis. Now, taking a look here at the E-mini NASDAQ, you can see it trades on the CME exchange, the NASDAQ. And again, you're going to have to, you got to factor this in based on what markets you're actually trading, so it could fluctuate slightly, right? But I'm looking at it because I trade primarily and mostly on the NASDAQ. So this fee you see right here is $225. That includes, I'm going to show you here at the bottom, it says here, commissions, clearing, and exchange fees and regulatory fees all into one inclusive, but that's per side. So that means every time you place an order or enter into a contract or trade one contract, I should say, that's per side, meaning that's entering at $2.25, and then when you exit again and close the trade out, you're charged another $2.20. So that's a total of $4.50, what they call round term per contract, and you will pay that per contract. So if I'm going to trade two contracts, in and out, entering and exiting out, then that's going to cost me what, $9, and it's $9 flat. So 450 times 2, okay, is going to be $9 flat, and then you do the math on that according to or depending on how many contracts you're going to trade. You bump it up another contract, and then it starts to adjust. You get adjusted accordingly. But if I trade 2 trades a day, for example, here I'm just going to show you 225, okay, times 2, that's trading one contract, 450 times 2 again, that's trading a second contract, so that's going to be $9 right there. So if I'm trading 2 contracts on each setup, okay, it's going to cost me $9 round turn in total for everything. All right, and that's outside of what I would pay as far as the data fee or the exchange fees in itself, meaning the data feed paying to receive the data coming from the exchange. All right, that was $12 a month. So if I'm doing this twice a day, okay, all right, twice a day, meaning making 2 trades, okay, it's going to cost me what, times 2, that's going to be $18 basically a day, trading basically 4 contracts, okay. Each time I enter, I'm going to be entering in with 2 contracts, and you have to adjust that accordingly depending on how many contracts you trade. But this is me trading 2 contracts on the E-minis. I could trade a whole lot more than that, but I'm comfortable. I tell people all the time, find your comfortability and become humble in trading these markets. Don't over leverage yourself. Just allow your account to compound, okay? A lot of you probably saying, well, if you could trade a lot more than that, then why don't you trade 10 contracts? Yeah, I could do so, definitely do so, but I see no need in doing so. For each person, that's fine, okay? Each their own. Well, however many contracts you want to trade, depending on the size of your account. Me, I have a nice account, but guess what? I'm not willing to go in and risk, 10% of my account, 20% of my account, or more of my account. I really just compound. If I take a loss, it's a small loss in comparison to the growth of my account so far, all right? So I'd rather just continue trading the way I've been trading. Sometimes you see me enter in with 3 and 4 contracts, but I'm averaging it out about 2 contracts per trade, on 2 trades a day. So that's going to be like $18 in commission fees, including that's the exchange fees, that's the regulatory fees, and what else was that? We see here at the bottom here, the clearing fees as well. Okay, $18, that's per day. So we do that, that'll be 5 days a week. Okay, 5 days a week, and let's just say we have so that's 18 times 5 days a week. I know it's going to be holidays sometimes, guys, so I'm not trying to get this down to, exact number. I'm just saying on average times 4 weeks, that's roughly going to be what, $360 a month, trading 2 contracts 2 times a day, or 2 trades a day, 5 days a week on 4 weeks, out of the month. It's probably gonna be a little bit higher than that if you do an average like 4.3 weeks in a normal year. So if we did it that way, 18 times 5 times 4.3, average weeks in a year, 387, somewhere between 360 and 300 and maybe $85, somewhere in that price range in commission fees per month. Okay, that's going to be commissions per month. All right, so if I do that right there, that's going to be, again, what I would probably pay, per month, and we'll just go in the neighborhood of 360 because we had 18 times 5 times 4, that's going to give $360 a month, plus the $12 in commission. I'm sorry, not commission, but plus the $12 in that fee that I would pay for my data feed. Okay, all right, as I just showed you before, which is right here. Okay, $12. All right. Now again, if you want to receive like the level 2, right here where you receive the CME bundle, just like right here with all the markets. Plus the level 2 depth of market. Okay, that's going to give you that additional information, that data that you can see with the buyers and sellers hitting on the dome, where you can see the numbers coming across on the dome at certain levels, or all the levels pretty much. You can use it that way, but it also feeds data into for anyone that uses, like a footprint or a footprint and a ladder in that sense. Okay, so if you're using one of those, then you may want to use, or definitely have, the depth of market level 2 data, but that'd be $41 a month. I don't have the need for that. I'm a pure price action chart trader, so that's what I would definitely That's what I'm looking at. Okay. Now, as well, so that's a total of $372. That includes commissions, again, on 2 contracts, trading 2 trades a day at 5 days a week, averaging 4 weeks out of the month, or it could be 4.3. So this number here could be slightly a little bit higher, somewhere probably between maybe 385 and 390, somewhere in there. But again, it's less than $400 a month, on which it costs me in commissions and data fees to be able to trade the way I do on the NASDAQ futures. All right. Again, these numbers are going to be adjusted accordingly as well, based on the actual market that you actually trade. Because again, if we go back up here, I'll show you. Let's go to where is the contract specifics right here? No, I'm sorry, not that. We need to go over to the cost calculator, depending on the commissions for each one of these markets, depending on how much it's going to cost. Now, these numbers can also be reflected and be decreased as well, depending on the size or number of contracts that you trade per month. Like if you trade less than 1,000 contracts per month, these are going to be the fees. If you're trading more than 1,000, in between 1,000 and 5,000 contracts, that's for people who are trading lots of trades and taking on lots of entries. I'm not doing that. And I tell you guys that may want to kind of eliminate or monitor how many contracts you're trading. But again, they want you to trade more. And by doing so, they entice you by giving you these smaller commission fees pretty much right here round turn. I mean, not round turn, but on each side. Okay. So if you go from like right here trading the E-mini NASDAQ, all right, I'm trading less than 1,000 contracts per month, say for example. But if I bump it up and I'm trading more than 1,000 contracts here, then my cost goes down what? It goes down basically 15 cents right there. Okay. So, I mean, it's not a whole lot, but still it could add up on a monthly basis. But again, I mean, that's if someone who's trading and placing a lot of contracts, and I don't need to doing so, because I've learned now trading less is more. Okay. So to me, overall, I'm coming out on the better end by just paying a few cents more, taking less trades, and taking less trades helps me compound my account, because the less you are engaged in the market and the less time you spend in the market, the more profitable you're going to be. You'll see that in time for anyone who don't believe that. All right. But that's pretty much what it cost me. I can't think of any other cost that, I have involved, other than what I paid my license many years ago. And you can still do that. You can buy your license right out if you're using NinjaTrader. They'll also have the free version, which I highly recommend anyone out there who's using the free version, because there's really no need to pay into the full license unless you want all the additional, say for example, maybe you're using NinjaTrader, and if you pay into the higher tiers, like their monthly lease or the buy lease option, you own your license, then you'll start to get a reduction on your commission fees, as well as you have access to like all their indicators, like their order flow package or suite, whatever the case is, that has the volume profile. And I believe they actually have a footprint or ladder built into that as well. Cumulative delta and a number of other things out there that you can actually use. But that's if someone out there that wants all those bells and whistles. Okay. Now, I'm not saying owning, your NinjaTrader license right out, it's actually a good thing, because in time you're going to see that paying month to month over a period of time, it makes sense to go ahead and buy your license one time and be done with it if you can afford it. Some of you may be start with the free option and then say you want the additional reduced commission fee costs over time, and you have the extra, say, I'm not sure what it is today. What is it? $1,200, $1,300 for the buy license. When I started, it was like $1,000. Yes, times everything's going up, so that's the fee it is now. But if you can afford it, over time it pays. It will pay off in time. Okay, and you have access to all those bells and whistles when it comes to the indicators and the reduced commission fees. But I'm just letting you know what I pay overall in costs on average per month, putting it out there, and let me know what you guys are spending, as a whole. I know some people are probably using like TraderVate and maybe TradingView and some of these other platforms out here. There's some free versions as well as from a platform standpoint that like AMP Futures allows you to use. There's a number of them. Like you can go to let's go to their homepage right quick just to show you an example. You see free versions of Quantower, MetaTrader 5, MultiChartNet, TradingView. Now, these are some free versions of platforms that you can use, but of course, once you get into them, you'll see that, some of the higher tier features they may offer, they start kind of enticing you into, paying for a monthly fee for their platform buying into something. But there's nothing wrong with just using the free version, especially if you're a chart trader, okay? But I'm here to share with you that there are free versions of platforms you can use and using for anyone that chooses to use AMP futures. I'm not trying to persuade anybody to use them, but they are probably, to me, they're one of the lowest cost brokers out there for anyone that is looking for or wants to open up their own personal brokerage account. This is the way to do it. Nothing wrong with NinjaTrader as well. They're another great viable option. But I wanted to share with you guys again today just my overall cost on average on a monthly basis, what I pay when I trade the E-mini futures. All right. So hopefully this video helps out. And this is me only trading 2 hours a day. So I just wanted to break this down. Let me know what you guys are paying. Okay. What are your based on average monthly fees, total? I mean, what you're paying for your platform, what you're paying in commission fees, your data fee, what you are paying all added up at the end of the actual month. Okay. Hopefully this video helps out. Now I want to say this. Lots of you are still DMing me and sending me messages asking how you can become an ultra elite supporter to the channel. That's a private community. A lot of you should know or maybe not know. Listen, that's where the whole cornerstone to how I trade, the bread and butter to the strategy and how I trade exists at. That's why I'm really going into detail about setup after setup and so much video content. That's why I make those trade breakdown videos, to where that has helped a lot of people, okay? Because I'm breaking the trades down that I post over on our Discord community. And just by the way, if you're interested in joining the Discord community, it is free. The link is down in the description. The link right below that, the second link, is titled Ultra Elite Supporter. If you click on that link and you choose to become a community member, very inexpensive, guys. I'm not here to try to rob anybody's pockets. What you're doing is you're basically supporting the channel as a whole, okay? My efforts is not only as a trader, but as a content creator, sharing with you how I personally trade. I'm just trying my best to kind of, share with the system of what I use. Not saying it's going to work for everybody, because your idea and the way your old habits and things, you got to break yourself from things. You got to become new to a new style, a new way of trading that you can say, well, I've been scouring the internet. I've been trading certain strategies, 3 and 4 of them over the past few years, and they may not have worked. Well, guess what? The strategy and how I trade has helped so many people out. And if you come over to our Discord, you'll see people are using and converting from time-based charts over to range charts and trading similar to the style of how I trade. And they're slowly becoming consistently profitable. Some of them are profitable, making money. Some of them are passing their evaluations, and they have their funded accounts now. So I'm just telling you that if you want to become an ultra elite member, that is where everything exists as a whole, where I would go into so much great detail, trade breakdowns, video playlists, market structure video. If you want to become an elite member, if you want to become an ultra elite member, you receive everything I just explained, plus the live recorded trading sessions and my market recap videos, all that inclusive, okay, for very small nominal fees. Okay, so click the link down below. It's titled Ultra Elite Supporter. Okay, click on that, give it a couple seconds, 3 tiers will pop up, and you'll see 3 tiers. Choose either the second or third one, the elite or the ultra elite tier, and it'll detail out and list out what you receive and what each one of those tiers gives you. Okay, so you make your choice as far as which one you want to sign up for, but you're basically supporting the efforts of the channel as a whole and helping out the channel. But in return, I'm giving you so much valuable information that's not discussed on the channel within that community, okay, for basically just pennies on the dollar a day. All right, so everyone take care. If you are not a current subscriber, guys, please take the time to go ahead and do so. Click that subscribe button right now. Make sure to turn your post notifications on. And last but not least, if you could do me the biggest favor before you click off this video, smack that like button. I greatly appreciate it. Take care, and I'll see everyone in the next one.